Whose fleet was more powerful? A 317-ship armada carrying 27,000 men, or 3 tiny vessels crewed by 87 drifters and ex-convicts? The answer seems obvious. But history delivered the opposite result. In 1405, Zheng He led the largest fleet in human history out of Nanjing, sailing 7 times across the Indian Ocean, reaching as far as the east coast of Africa. Then, silence. 87 years later, Columbus set out from Spain with 3 ships and a crew scraped together from prison cells and changed the world forever. The spectacular voyage left nothing behind. The shabby one reshaped civilization. Why did Zheng He set sail? The answer is one man. The Yongle Emperor, Zhu, had seized the throne from his own nephew. The Jingnan War lasted 4 years, and the previous emperor vanished without a trace. By any legal standard, was a usurper, and everyone in the empire knew it. He needed something beyond military victory to prove he deserved that throne. He needed the world to come and bow. The core mission of Zheng He's voyages was not trade, not exploration, not conquest, it was display. Send the biggest ships, the most men, the most spectacular fleet to every known port. Let every foreign ruler witness the greatness of the empire, then bring their envoys back to kneel before tribute in hand. Each time, giraffe, another group of foreign ambassadors, another giraffe, another lion, Juliet's grip on legitimacy tightened a little more. Why did Columbus set sail? Also fear, but a completely different kind. Spain, in 1492, had just finished the Reconquista, and the treasury was empty. Meanwhile, the spice trade with the East was monopolized by the Ottoman Empire and Venetian merchants, with the price of every grain of pepper multiplied dozens of times before it reached a European table. Queen Isabella funded Columbus, not because she loved adventure, but because she had no other option. She needed a new route that bypassed the middlemen, or Spain would fall behind in the European competition. Columbus himself was even more blunt about it. His contract explicitly demanded the title of governor over any new lands discovered, and 10% of all trade profits. One voyage was driven by an emperor's need for prestige. The other was driven by a desperate man's need for money. Prestige can be abandoned whenever the cost gets too high. The hunger for money, once someone gets a taste, never stops. But what truly decided the fate of these 2 voyages was not why they departed, it was what happened after they came home. Every time the treasure ships docked, the tribute was unloaded, the emperor was satisfied, and the mission was over. No merchants followed in his wake to set up trading posts. No adventurers traced his routes to seek their own fortunes. No one was permitted to privately build ocean-going vessels and sail out on their own, because the entire enterprise had only one engine from start to finish: the emperor's will. The emperor wanted it done, so it was done. The emperor did not want anyone else going, so no one went. Every ship, every sailor, every piece of navigational knowledge was locked inside the imperial system. When Columbus returned to Spain the first time, he brought back a little gold, a few captured natives, and a pile of wildly exaggerated claims about endless treasure. But once that news spread, all of Europe lost its collective mind. No royal decree was needed. No government funding was required. Merchants organized their own fleets, adventurers recruited their own crews, and poor men were willing to bet their lives on the chance of getting rich. Spain tried to monopolize the profits of the New World, but Portugal would not accept that, nor would the Dutch, nor England, nor France. Dozens of nations poured into the race at the same time. If you did not go, someone else would. If you were slow, someone else would get there first. Profit plus competition created a self-accelerating chain reaction that no one could pause. The Yongle emperor could hit pause. After he died in 1424, his successor immediately halted the voyages. The reason was simple: too expensive, not worth it. A later emperor briefly revived them once, then shut them down for good. The ocean voyage shipbuilding blueprints were reportedly destroyed by a Ministry of War official named Loest, who argued that the Western voyages had cost tens of millions in provisions, killed or injured thousands of soldiers and civilians, and even if they brought back exotic treasures, what good did any of it do for the country? The 150-meter treasure ships, the 27,000-man fleet, the most spectacular maritime expedition in human history, ended just like that. Within the logic of the imperial system, this was not even a mistake. It was rational. The voyages genuinely lost money. Tribute trade was inherently a losing proposition. Spending a fortune so that foreign rulers would come and kowtow was simply not a good deal. But imperial rationality could only calculate what showed up on the ledger. It could not account for what lay beyond the horizon. Columbus's first voyage lost money too. His first 3 voyages all ran at a loss. But because no single person could balance the books for all of Europe, because no single authority could make a worth it or not judgment on behalf of every adventurer, the money-losing voyages kept going until those who came after finally found silver, found plantations, found profits that turned the entire old world upside down. One rational decision closed every door. A crowd of irrational gamblers stumbled into a new world. This is not a story about culture. It is not as simple as saying the Chinese loved peace while Europeans loved adventure. The 27,000 men aboard a stage crossed some of the most dangerous waters in maritime history. They did not lack courage. The shipbuilders of the Millid dynasty created technology that led the world. They did not lack ingenuity. But all that courage and ingenuity rested in the hands of one man. The emperor said go, so they went. The emperor said stop, so they stopped. The men on Columbus's 3 little ships were not braver. They had something simpler: the desire for money. An imperial decree can recall an entire fleet, but no decree can make 10,000 people simultaneously stop wanting to get rich. That is why 317 great ships lost to 3 small ones. It is as simple as that.